Good afternoon, dear students. This is Durgesh Kumar Pandey, your SST teacher. Students, today we are going to discuss the fifth chapter of geography, that is water. Students, in first chapters we have studied about biosphere. Biosphere together makes with lithosphere, atmospheres, and hydrosphere. They were together creates biosphere. Students, after that we had seen in the chapter 2nd and 3rd we had already discussed about the lithospheres, and in the 4th chapter, which is air, in that chapter we had discussed about the atmospheres. Now in the chapter 5th, which is water, in these chapters we are going to discuss about the hydrospheres. Students, so without wasting our times, let me really start our sessions right now. Students, first in this chapter we are going to discuss all these chapters into three basic topics. First is water cycle, second is distribution of water bodies, and third is ocean circulation. In ocean circulations, we will discuss about waves, tides, and at last ocean currents. Students, so we are going to start the first topic of this chapter, that is water cycle. Water cycle. Students, first we will try to understand the process of water cycle. How does this happen? Students, suppose that this is the sun, and this is the water bodies, major sources of water bodies. Water bodies including ponds, rivers, lakes, seas, oceans. Water bodies. Water bodies. Students, the process will start in water cycles through the heat of the sun. When the heat of the sun comes over the earth, then when it mixes with the water bodies, then because of heat, the water evaporates. The process starts evaporation. Evaporation starts because of heat of the sun. Heat of the sun. Because of heat of the sun, evaporation starts. Evaporation starts in the form of water vapor. Evaporation starts in the form of water vapor. This is the first process of water cycle. The second process is condensation. Condensation form of clouds. The third basic part of water cycle in the form of precipitation. Precipitation starts in the form of rain. Precipitation starts in the form of rain, and at least it submerges into the water bodies. And when its rainfall occurs in the hilly areas or mountainous ranges where there are lots of colds, it's froze and covered in the form of snow and sleet. Students, last we have seen here the process starts through the evaporation then condensation, and then it occurs into the rain, into the form of precipitation, in the form of rain. Then water cycles complete. Water cycles complete. Students, in water cycles, what is water cycle? It's a natural process. It's a natural process which are continuously happens on the earth. Water cycle. It is a natural process continually happens on the earth. Second, the phase is the water cycles maintain the amount of the water on earth. The water cycle maintain the amount of water on the earth. So students, I hope so that you have understood about the water cycles. Now we will discuss the definitions of all these terms. The first term evaporation, second term condensation, and third term precipitation. First, we will try to understand the definitions of these terms. Students, what is the definitions of these three terms we are going to discuss right now? First, the term is evaporation. Evaporation. The first term is evaporation. Basically, the water cycles categorized under these three categories. First is evaporation. What is evaporation, students? It is a process when the water from the earth's surface gets converted. It is the process. It is the process when the water from the earth's surface gets converted from the earth gets converted into the water vapor, due to the heat of the sun. The vapors then gets into the air. The vapors gets into the air. What is the definition of evaporation, students? It is the process when the water from the earth gets converted into the water vapor due to the heat of the sun. then the vapor gets into the air. The second phase of the water cycle is condensation. Condensation, students. Condensation. What is condensation, students? The water vapor rises up in the atmosphere. The water vapor rises up in the atmosphere and get accumulated above condense and gets accumulated and condense and form water droplets. Accumulate and condenses and form water droplets and form water droplets These droplets collect together and form cloud. These droplets come together and form clouds Students, what is condensation? The process, the water vapor rises up in the atmosphere and gets accumulated and condenses and form water droplets. These droplets come together and form clouds. This process is known as condensation. The third one is precipitation. Third one is precipitation. What is precipitation, friends? When the volume of droplets increase. When the volume of droplets increase. When the volume of droplets increase. When the volume of droplets increase in the atmosphere and fall on the earth, in the droplets increase and volume of droplets increase in the atmosphere, in the and falls on the earth as rain and fall on the earth in the form of rain, in the form of rain, known as precipitation. Students, what is precipitation? Precipitation, when the volume of droplets increase in the atmosphere, and fall on the earth in the form of rain, it considered or known as precipitation. Students, these are the basic process of water cycles. Under this process, the water cycles happen. Students, after that, we are going to discuss the next topic of this chapter, that is the distribution of water bodies. Distribution of water bodies. Distribution of water bodies. Before the distribution of water bodies, we will discuss about the terrarium. What is terrarium, students? Terrarium. Terrarium. What is terrarium, students? It is an artificial enclosure for keeping small house plants. It is an artificial enclosure keeping small house plants. Keeping small house plants. Small house plants known as terrarium. Students, just try to understand the features of terrarium. Suppose that this is the water. This is the water. And when it contains, here we will fill it with the mud. This is the soil or mud. Okay? And some seeds also keep in this. And we form some drop of water there. The moisture, so that moisture remain there. हम इसमें थोड़ा सा पानी डाल देंगे ताकि इसमें जो मॉइस्चर है वो इसमें बरकरार रहे। फिर इसके बाद इसको हम ढक देंगे, बंद कर देंगे। बंद कर देंगे तो क्या होगा, कुछ दिनों के बाद देखोगे आप लोग इस टैरेरियम में होता क्या है, जो मॉइस्चर होगा, मॉइस्चर क्या करेगा, टेम्परेचर के संपर्क में आएगा, तो टेम्परेचर के संपर्क में आएगा, देन द मॉइस्चर एवोपोरेट, क्योंकि ऊपर से जो ढक्कन होगा इसका क्लोज होगा, वो बंद होगा, तो क्या होगा, ये बाहर नहीं निकल पाएगा, तो इन द फॉर्म ऑफ वेपर it goes up, it rises up, and then it's come down in the form of precipitation. This is also an example of water cycle. Terrarium is also an example for water cycles. Suppose करिए कैसे कि जब हम सॉइल में डालेंगे, सॉइल में इस हीट को शो कर देंगे, तो क्या होगा, सॉइल में मॉइस्चर, मैंने कहा था पानी इसमें डाल देंगे थोड़ा सा ताकि नमी बरकरार रहे, और इसको हम ढक्कन को जो है बंद कर देंगे। ग्लास रहेगा, ग्लास टाइप का रहेगा, शीशे का बना हुआ धातु रहेगा, शीशे का बर्तन रहेगा, उसमें हमने ऐसा किया। फिर उसके बाद हमने क्या किया कि इसको टेम्परेचर के रूप में यानी सन के संपर्क में, यानी कि हम खुले पे रख दिया ताकि इस पर सन हीट डायरेक्टली पड़े। जब सन हीट डायरेक्टली पड़ेगी तो क्या होगा कि जब हीट पड़ेगी तो यहाँ से मॉइस्चर जो होगा वो इवापोरेट होगा, तो वाटर वेपर के फॉर्म में क्या होगा, ऊपर की तरफ राइज होगा। लेकिन ढक्कन जो होगा, जिसका रिपोर्ट होगा, जो बंद रहेगा, उससे ये वाटर वेपर बाहर नहीं निकल पाएगा। तो आप लोग सिंपली आउटसाइड से देख सकते हो कि जब वाटर वेपर ऊपर रुक जाएगा तो फिर ये धीरे धीरे ड्रॉप के माध्यम से नीचे फिर से टपकना शुरू हो जाएगा। जो टपकना शुरू हो जाएगा तो हम यहाँ पर वाटर साइकिल के रूप में इसको देख सकते हैं। एक एग्जाम्पल के तौर पर टेरेरियम को यूज कर सकते हैं। After terrarium, students, we will discuss about the distribution of water bodies. Distribution of water bodies. Distribution of water bodies. Students, as we know that the 3/4 of our total Earth is covered with water bodies in the forms of ponds, lakes, rivers, seas and oceans. Seas and ocean are Earth. नियर अबाउट 3/4%. 3/4% covered with water bodies, and remain 1/4%. We have a different types of landscapes, including plains, plateaus, peninsular regions, deserts, mountains, hills, etc. These all are including in 1/4%, where the human beings also used to live. In remain 1/4%. In remain part of 1/4%, the human beings also used to live. Students, if we will distribute the water bodies, then water bodies defined under the two categories. First is saline water, and second is fresh. If we will comprise the saline water, the percentage of saline water is near about 97.3%. The 97.3% of total water bodies is saline. The water capacity is saline. ये खारे रूप में है, ये पीने योग्य नहीं है, ये ह्यूमन बींग्स के किसी यूज में नहीं है. Saline water. After that, if we will comprise the fresh waters, the fresh water in the forms of first ice caps. In the form of ice caps, it lies about 0.02%. तो अगर हम दोनों को मिला लें तो नियर अबाउट 99% हो गए. जो आइस कैप्स है, आइस कैप्स हमारे आर्कटिक और अंटार्कटिक रीजन में पाए जाएंगे, जो कि मेल्ट होकर कहां पर चले जाएंगे, ओशंस में चले जाएंगे, सीज में चले जाएंगे. तो इनका भी कोई यूज नहीं है हमारे लिए. तो ऐसे हमने देख लिया कि 99% ऑफ जो टोटल वाटर है ये हमारे यूज में नहीं है. फिर इसके बाद हमें बात करें ग्राउंड वाटर. ग्राउंड वाटर की जो अवेलेबिलिटी 0.68%. कितना है? 0.68%. द टोटल अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ ग्राउंड वाटर. आफ्टर दैट फ्रेश वाटर लेक्स. की बात करें अगर हम, lakes, then its holds near about 0.009%. 0.009% it holds the freshwater lake. After that, inland seas and saltwater. Inland seas and salty water. It also holds near about 0.0009%. ये तो हमारे किसी काम का नहीं है, इसका भी हमारे लिए जीवन में कोई उपयोग नहीं है. इनलैंड सीज एंड सैल्टी वाटर्स की अगर हम बात करें तो ये भी हमारे यूज में नहीं है. अगर इनलैंड सीज की बात करें तो एक सी है डेड सी, जो कि जॉर्डन में, कहाँ पर है? जॉर्डन और इजराइल के बॉर्डर पर है. इसमें ये क्या है? इनलैंड सीज का मतलब होता है जिसका संपर्क किसी सीज उससे ना हो, किसी सीज या ओशन से ना. यहाँ पर जो पानी मिलेगी वो कैसी डेड सी है, टोटल खारा है. कैसा है? खारा है. साइड ये पीने को बिल्कुल नहीं है. ठीक है, तो ये इसकी भी जो मात्रा है ये ऐसे ही है. फिर उसके बाद बचा हमारा एटमॉस्फेयर. 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. एटमॉस्फेयर में जो कैपेसिटी है होल्ड करने की वाटर की, वो कितना मॉइस्चर है? 0.0019%. 0.0019%. अब फिर रिवर्स की बात करें तो रिवर्स में जो कैपेसिटी है 0.0001%. 0.0001% जो कैपेसिटी है वाटर स्टोर करने की, किसमें है? रिवर्स में. स्टूडेंट्स, तो 99% तो हमारे किसी काम का नहीं है, जो 1% है भी 1% में 0.09% कोई काम का नहीं है। इसमें अगर देखें तो नियर अबाउट 2.5% जो वाटर्स है उनका हम कितने रूपों में यूज करते हैं, जो अंडरग्राउंड वाटर का हम यूज करते हैं, जिसकी कैपेसिटी है कितना 0.68%। जो बुद्धिमान लोग हैं, डिफरेंट कंट्रीज के डिफरेंट लोग हैं, इन द फॉर्म ऑफ ट्यूबवेल्स, पंप्स एक्सेट्रा, ये सब क्या करते हैं, इरिगेशन पर्पज से, कार वॉश करने के लिए, कपड़े वॉश करने, क्लॉथिंग के लिए, इन सभी के लिए क्या करते हैं, इनका यूज करते हैं। फिर हम करते हैं सेव द वाटर। हाउ कैन वी सेव द वाटर स्टूडेंट्स? हाउ कैन वी सेव द वाटर? हम ही लोग तो है रिस्पॉन्सिबल पर्सन जो इनका डिफरेंट वेज में इनका यूज करते हैं, अपनी सुरक्षा के लिए, अपनी भलाई के लिए, अपने फेवर के लिए यूज करते हैं। नाउ स्टूडेंट्स, आई एम गोइंग टू डिस्कस सम बेसिक वाटर बॉडीज, ब्रॉड वाटर बॉडीज लाइक ओशियंस। हम अगर बात करें तो जो 5 ओशियंस हैं, 5 ओशियंस हैं, 5 ओशियंस में अगर हम कैटेगराइज करें किसका किसका होगा, तो फर्स्ट तौर पे आएगा आर्कटिक, सेकेंड पे अंटार्कटिक, थर्ड पर पैसिफिक, फोर्थ पर अटलांटिक एंड फिफ्थ पर आएगा हमारा इंडियन ओशन। These are the oceans which contains water. Now we will discuss some rivers of the world like Amazon in South America, Nile in Africa, which originate from the Victoria Lake. Third, Indus and Ganga, India and Pakistan. फोर्थ, अगर हम बात करें, फोर्थ की बात करें, Huanghe in China. These are the some rivers. And if you will discuss about the lakes, the major lakes like Victoria in Africa, 5 great lakes in the border of USA and Canada also. Students, this is the homework for you all. Find out all these 5 lakes which lies in the border areas of USA and Canada. Okay students, with this topic I am going to end my session here. Thank you students. Thank you very much.